Yo, what's poppin' and why? You already know it's your host, Mr. MRCAKEAVE in the building. Yes, sir, Mr. MRCAKEAVE on air, live on that Spreaker app. You already know it's available on every device, Apple, Android, and Windows. I appreciate y'all checking out the show. You already know we on everything. iHeartRadio, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you need, baby. We in the building. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. MRCAKEAVE or MrCakeAveBeats@gmail.com. Also, you can check out MustSeeNYC.weebly.com, the #1 website for independent media. Submit your art now, absolutely free. No gimmicks, no donations, no sign-ups. You already know, when you dealing with the boss, I'm right here. No games. Hit me up at Mr. MrCakeAve. You already know. Having a great time, Mr. MrCakeAve on air. Live is nothing like being on the show, doing what it do. Let's get right into it. I got a brand new show for y'all. It's called NY Certified. Everything NY in and around New York. Check it out. The season premiere is tomorrow, October the 4th. Season premiere, NY Certified. You already know, with your host, Mr. MrCakeAve in the building. NY Stand Up and everybody else. You already know, every Friday, season premiere tomorrow. You can check it out on Spotify, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and other apps. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be on everything real soon. We're going to keep it going. Talking about season premieres. This week is premiere week. Well, according to the WWE, they have a whole line of shows coming out this week. The season premiere of Raw, the brand new episode 20th anniversary of SmackDown. They even got NXT on USA Wednesdays going head to head with AEW and AEW Dynamite. For people that don't know, AEW is a new wrestling organization, All Elite Wrestling, brought together by Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, the Elite, and billionaire Tony Khan. They doing real big things. And I want to talk about it on today's show. So, spoiler alert. If you don't know, it's a spoiler alert. We are going to be talking about AEW Dynamite. So if you have not seen the show or do not want to know what the show is about, turn off now. You already know, Mr. MrCakeAve on air, about to talk about AEW Dynamite, which was trending and going head to head with NXT on USA. Now, the show was great, I feel. AEW did their thing. NXT, was doing their show on USA for, I think, a week or two already. So it really didn't have the specialty that, AEW was bringing, the first night. Shout out everybody, on that show. Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack Swagger in WWE, made a grand entrance and basically stomped everybody out. He aligned himself with Ortiz and Santana, formerly known as LAX, with Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. This was really big. In the show. They also had the first ever women's AEW champion crown. But I just feel like the other show, it was just so captivating. all these new names, the debut of Ortiz and Santana, it was just a great show. Had a lot of different things. Jericho came in and stomped out Cody earlier in the show. But it was just great the way you saw it, the environment, the guardrails. If you could see, they had the new guardrails with TNT on it, and it was just so good. I liked it. It was definitely, it had that big arena feel. They even had Tony Schiavone with JR calling the show. It was just a great show. They had great matches, but I really liked the MJF match, because it's just like MJF style, his style of wrestling. A lot of people like that style of wrestling, but what the feedback is coming back is people were watching Dynamite. I haven't gotten the numbers quite yet, but to let you know, I think I saw a tweet and it showed the ratings on, and AEW was just way higher than WWE at that point. I really want to see their numbers and just see what's going on. But let me know what you think. I got a poll going on right now. A lot of people thought AEW Dynamite was amazing on TNT. First night, knocked it out the park. They actually had Pac and Hangman Page fight, which their fight was supposed to be on a pay-per-view earlier this year, which they did have it on a different show, but in AEW they did that. So I want to give it up one big time for everybody involved. Everybody, one time for you. You already know, man. It was a great time. People really was thinking CM Punk, and it was Jake Hager. And they talking about CM Punk probably will be going to WWE. We don't know. We don't know what's going on with none of that. Well, we're going to keep it going. You already know, Mr. AEWDYNAMITE on air, available on iHeartRadio, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify. We on everything, baby. You want to check out the show live, you can only catch it on one spot, and that's the Spreaker app. Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app, available on Apple, Android, and Windows. We on everything. We on your mama's tablet. We on your auntie's cell phone. You already know. Check us out. Also, Gucci Mane signs a deal with Gucci for 2020. That's big news for him. And just in entertainment, on music, a singer by the name of Jose passes away at the age of 71. A lot of people really felt that. They even I saw a movie, I think it was on Telemundo, so one time for the man, y'all. Yes, sir. Premiere week doesn't only mean wrestling is premiering, don't mean that other shows is premiering. Mr. Gab has a new podcast, NY Certified. Season premiere October 4th. Make sure you check it out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and other podcast apps. You already know. Now I think Trump getting a little scared. Trump getting a little scared. He talking about he want to investigate Biden now, and this, that, and the third. It sound like your man getting a little scared. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what to do. So he trying to bug out real quick. Yo, listen, man. I think you done. I think you done. And I think Biden is going to be the one to sit right in your seat like it's nothing. speaking of former presidents and presidents of the United States, Obama has his wedding anniversary. You already know. One time for the man, Michelle Obama, the whole Obama family. You already know. I want to thank y'all for joining me on this app. You know what I mean? Wherever you catching me, on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You already know, Mr. CakeAVE on air, in the building. Hit me in the cake room. You want to hit me up at Mr. CakeAVE or MrCakeAVEbeats@gmail.com. Today is National Poetry Day, so you already know, if you nice with it, if you got a little, rhyme you spit, you got a video on YouTube, on SoundCloud, hit me up. I'll definitely promote you. Check it out, mustseenyc.weebly.com for all artists. Don't matter what you do. If you have a video on YouTube, let me see it. And I want to take a second out, and I want to shout out RVD, Rob Van Dam. I want to shout out Ryback TV. And I want to shout out Ortiz and Santana. You already know. All wrestlers showing me love on Twitter. Again, that's Rob Van Dam, RVD, Ryback, Ortiz and Santana. I want to appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all showing me so much love on the social media. Definitely is a good look. Much success on everybody. AEW really killed it. And it's going to be real big, man. Have a great weekend. You already know, Mr. CakeAVE on air. Available on everything, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whatever you listen to, we on it. You already know. I appreciate all the love and all the support. Make sure y'all check out the season premiere of NY Certified, the podcast, October 4th, tomorrow. You already know. With your host, Mr. CakeAVE, in the building. Everything in and around NY. That's how it's going down, baby. Everybody who's working hard, doing their thing, you already know. Have a good weekend. Stay blessed. Kicks your family. You know what I mean? Give them a hug. If you haven't seen somebody, call them, text them or something. And definitely, spread the love. The world is full of enough hate. We don't need more hate. Got plenty of haters. You already know, Mr. CakeAVE. I love doing these shows. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going. NY Certified is going to be a longer show. It's going to be, a little something that, people haven't been able to have in a long time. Right now, I'm doing little and smaller shows. But with NY Certified, we back in the building. Make sure you check it out. October 4th, tomorrow. Like I always say, stay up and stay strong.